So I was on LinkedIn and I saw this post from this guy, and I don't remember who it was, but he was selling this course for people who are in their 20s to get into life coaching. And I was reading it as a 21-year-old life coach, and I was like, that's interesting. It gave me a bit of the vibe that we had back in 2019 when young kids got into drop shipping, e-commerce, and Bitcoin and all those types of things. And it's interesting because that was such a big trend, and only later on we realized that you actually need actual skills to be able to, get rich in fields like that. And I just got the vibe that we were trying to make coaching the same thing, and I'm afraid that it will happen. It's such a good profession to be in. It seems simple. It seems like you're just talking to people. And so it can be very attractive for young people, especially people in their 20s who don't know what they should do, to just get into coaching. Because it's easy, it's simple, it's a good way to make money, right? And I've been in this field for 4 years now, and there's been so many people who made jokes about me scamming people. Whenever I tell them like, hey, I talk to people, I draw the best out of them, they're like, oh, okay, so you're actually basically just scamming people. And we have laughs, it's funny. But what I'm afraid of is that this whole coaching industry is going to get taken over again by another movement of people in their 20s who just don't know what to do with their life, and therefore feel like that they can become the next life coach. And so I thought I'm going to record a video because I want to actually let you know, if you're truly a person who's doubting whether he should get into coaching or not, I was like, I'm going to create a video to sort of give you everything that you kind of need to know to feel what it's like, to feel like, to just discover whether it's something that is for you or maybe not. Now, I believe it was Rich Litvin who said that if you're willing to not get paid for 10 more years, work your ass off every single day, and only get paid once you're 10 years in, then life coaching is a good profession for you. And I actually agree with it, because it is hard, especially if you're 21. I've talked to countless people, especially in the beginning when I still believed that age mattered. People told me I was too young. People told me I didn't have enough life experience. People told me all kinds of things as to why they shouldn't be coaching with me. And in a way, I believe like that. I truly believe there is people out there who indeed shouldn't be a coach because of their age. They haven't been through certain things. Not as to say that I have, but they have a certain mindset that still needs developing. I consider myself a person who, for his age, is pretty well developed, I'd say. In terms of conscious, I feel like I'm very conscious of what I do. Now, the people that I don't think would be suitable for coaching is just people who are lazy as fuck, sit on the couch every single day, eating chips, never seeing the inside of the gym, never doing anything that inspires them, and then finding some course of some guy online that tells them they could get rich quick through coaching. It's not for those people. I feel like coaching is for people who have a certain conscious approach to their own life. Because in a way, you can only take a client as deep as you've gone yourself. And so I feel like when you know that, when you feel called to this path of coaching, and you look back upon your life and you can name a few things that, were actually big game changers for you, and things that actually changed you as a person. Once you have a conscious enough approach to look at your life like that, and to realize, like, right, I have been growing, and this is what happened. These are the people that had the most influence on me. These are the things I did that had the most influence on me. And so I can look at my future and sort of figure out who it is that I want to be. Once you have a conscious approach like that, I think the profession of a life coach could be suitable for you, no matter what age you have. So that covers a little bit the topic about, a few requirements that you kind of should have as a coach, in my opinion. Now, what I said earlier about how you really have to be 10 years in before you're actually going to bear the fruits of this is because it is a long-term game. People who actually understand coaching know that it could take years before a client finally says yes to working with you, because you constantly got to maybe prove yourself. You constantly have to be in touch with people. It's a relationship business. You're not there to make a quick buck. You're there to actually help people reach higher levels in their life, and that is serious business. That's not like selling a washing machine to someone on Amazon. This is actually life-changing work, life-saving work in some cases. And so starting up this business is hard. It takes time. It takes as much time as it takes you to build a relationship with people. I've had my first clients, and I was lucky with that because I didn't ask any money for it. And that helped me that I was studying something that, like an actual 2-year study that had to do with this, and where I was getting the practice in, and I was getting given the tools, to become a good coach. But without that practice, I feel like I never would have gotten where I am today. And that practice required me to get clients. And that is a very difficult thing to do. You can't just read a book and be ready to coach people. You need to have real life experience. And that brings me to the next point. If you're ready to be a coach, if you're watching this, but deep down you actually already know that coaching is a profession that you want to do, you have to join the coaching gym. Because I believe that people who are true coaches from within, they've been coaching their whole life. They just might not have realized it all the time. Personally, I have been coaching for my whole life. Whenever people would thank me for certain things, it was mostly because I had a good conversation with them. That was the thing that people truly valued about me, and that was the thing that was said about me. People were like, it's nice to have a talk with Mick. I actually enjoyed talking to him. And that's when I knew, right, I've just always been coaching. It comes from here. It's not a tool that I've taught myself. It's actually from here. And you know that. If you're a person like that and you're watching this video, I'm here, you put me here to tell you this. Because you know that this profession is for you. And what you need is practice. And the best way to do that, the best way, to build a muscle is in a gym. And that's why I've created the coaching gym. It's the place where coaches coach coaches. It's the place where coaches learn to excel at coaching. You coach, you get coached, and you watch other people coach. Now, in my opinion, that is truly the best way to improve your coaching skill, and actually almost the only way to learn it is by being in the field. It's like sales. There's this concept called the sales gym, where people go in to sell and to get comfortable with that, and they say that that's the only way in which you can truly learn sales. The same way goes for coaching. You can't learn how to coach people by going through some kind of 50-page question book that prepares you with all the right coaching questions that you need. That's not how it works. You actually need to get the coaching reps in. And that's why I developed the coaching gym. And if you feel called to something like this, if you feel called to do something with that innate excitement to go after, helping other people through talking to them, I have a link for you in the bio. Now, this is not just a video where I'm going to talk about what I do and trying to sell my stuff to you, because I'm not. I'm just trying to prepare the world for extraordinary coaches, not just coaches who can call themselves coach because they've gone through this program on Monday afternoon hosted by Jordan. Coaching is a serious profession, and there's another point that I want to get into. Sometimes I would have conversations with people and I tell them that I'm a coach, and they tell me, okay, so you're always happy, your life is perfect. And that makes me laugh, because it's not. My life isn't perfect. I'm not always happy. I have my days off. And that is fine as a coach. However, to tie this all back into what I said in the beginning, you need to have a conscious approach to that. You can only take a client as deep as you've gone yourself. And so when you have those days off, it takes for you to be okay with that, first of all, and to deal with it in the best way that you can. In my opinion, all good coaches are looking into their limiting beliefs. They're working on themselves. They're working on their mind games. They're working on the way that they perceive reality in order to change it to a reality that they prefer. In my opinion, that's what coaches as professionals are working on. Now, that's what they do in their private life. And they take that with them into their work life to teach other people how to do the same. Or not per se to teach them, because as a coach, you're not a teacher, you're a coach, but to coach people to do the same. To draw out their strengths. And you can only do that if you also have a certain amount of capability to do that for yourself. Now, I'm a firm believer that every coach needs a coach. And so I have my coaches, I have my mentors, I have the people that I talk to that do the same thing for me. In fact, I've got a whole group of coaches that comes together almost every week, to help each other do this. And I feel like you need to be willing to do things like that. Coaching is in my opinion, one of the most difficult professions, because it requires you to be honest to yourself. And if you can't do that, you're never going to be a good coach. Because to be a good coach, you have to be honest to your client. That's what they pay you for. But if you can't even be honest to yourself, why would you ever be able to be fully honest to another person. And now I hope you got a few golden nuggets from the things that I said. And just to clarify, these aren't all the points that exist in the world about, what coaching entails. I just know this video is titled, "Can anyone be a coach?" And in my opinion, no, not everyone is suitable for this profession. But that's the exact same thing as that not everyone can become a pilot. Not everyone is suitable to work in a grocery store. It's things like, you have to be truly committed. Coaching isn't some kind of side hustle. Coaching is a truly exclusive, almost, profession for people who are truly ready to dive deep into themselves and in life and everything that has to do with it. It's not something that you can learn from a webinar. So if you felt pulled towards the industry of coaching because some guy promised you to get rich within a month by practicing coaching, it's a lie. Please run, because that doesn't exist in this field. And I know I started when I was 18 and I'm almost 22 now, and it's been tough. it's been incredibly fun and exciting, but it's been tough. It can be lonely. It can be like you feel like you want to quit. To me, the thought to go back to studying is a thought that popped up in my mind so often. It's really a conscious choice. It's not a side hustle that you do on the side. And that's just what I wanted to clarify. But apart from that, if you feel like all of these criteria that I mentioned in the beginning, if you feel like they resonate with you and who you are, and if you feel like truly your heart is beating faster when I talk about coaching, then this might actually be a profession for you, no matter what your age is. I truly believe anyone who has that innate desire to help others and feels like this is truly their passion and their purpose, it's for those people. And then whether you're 11 years old or 87 really does not matter. So age doesn't matter, but it does. Coaching is for everyone, but it's not. I hope that helps.